Morning, everyone. This is Shirley from Shirley's World, and see the leg of my little tripod there. I don't have my tall tripod. I have this tiny little thing, so that barely props it up. I'm going to have. You're looking at my ceiling. I have no place to put my phone without that tripod, so I don't know. I'll just have to do for a minute. Isn't this showing? Just bear with me, please. I'm going to have some waffles, and I don't have any blueberries. They didn't have any blueberries at the store. So I'm going to have a container. I got this pear applesauce at Aldi's. It's called Lunch Buddies. They're little ones. It is so good. So I'm going to have this. Will be my fruit with my waffles. And while that's getting ready, I'm having some cranberry juice. I'll start my coffee. I wanted to show you, does anybody out there crochet? Because I have been practicing and practicing for months on crocheting. I never learned how to crochet until now, and I'm just sort of fumbling my way through it myself. And when I actually started a project, I found out you have to count. You have to count stitches, and I don't even know what a stitch looks like, to tell you the truth. When a whole bunch of them are together, I'm not sure if it's 8 or 10 or whatever, and I guess that's important. So I'm making a hat. I'm making hats for my grandkids for Christmas. So I'm going by some tutorials that are on YouTube. There's one really good one that I'm following along, you know, row by row. And I certainly hope this comes out right. I have one for my 8-year-old. I have no idea what size this will end up being. I have one for my 8-year-old granddaughter, and her coat is pink and like a charcoal gray design. The pink is so pale that I couldn't find a pink to make a hat with. So I'm going to make, let me show you here. I'm going to make it out of this charcoal gray. This isn't black. It looks black here, but it's not. It's a nice sort of heathery charcoal gray. I'm going to make the beanie hat out of that. And then I'm going to put some pink flowers on the side. You know how they put them on the side? They put, you know, flowers like on the side of a hat. And she saw one in one of my books once that she really liked. So that's what I'm going to do for her. Now for the little boy, his coat is a real dark olive green, and it has some red-orange trim on it. So I would like to either make him a red hat, red or orange, reddish-orange hat, or maybe a dark green hat with an orange stripe. So both of these things I haven't made before. I'm starting in October, hoping that I may have them done by Christmas, but who knows? I mean, it's slow going. The one thing I've realized already is it's very, very hard to count stitches on such a dark yarn as I got for that charcoal gray. I almost went blind last night trying to count stitches, and maybe it'll be better in the light. I had as much light as I could on it, but I was having a terrible time. I'm buttering my waffle here. So, does anybody out there crochet? Give me any little hints. My first hint is don't use such dark. Hi, Sheila. Yeah, nice to see you again. Yeah, I was talking about this attempt I'm making at crocheting. This is the first real project that I've made. I'm making hats for my grandkids for Christmas. You know, just those beanie hats. It's supposed to be easy, but little did I know, I can't count, so I'm having a terrible time counting. Having a terrible time counting with this dark yarn. I didn't realize there was a difference when you're crocheting in the color of yarn, but evidently it's so much easier with a lighter shade. Hold on a minute, I have to get my waffle here. My coffee. Okay. So, the next one I think I'll do my grandson's in a pretty orange-red hat. And I think that'll be much easier to see. In fact, that's the color that she's using on the tutorial that I'm watching on YouTube. That's the only way I'm learning to crochet is YouTube, because I don't know how to read a pattern, but I'm sort of, as she goes along teaching, I'm sort of getting the idea of the patterns. So let me sit down and eat this. My dog, Dexter, Spirit's already eaten. She's been in here and she's eaten already. Dexter is out there hunting something. I don't know what. He's sure there's something out in the front garden, and he won't come in. He's been looking all over the front garden, under the porch, under the porches. I hope he doesn't scare out a skunk, but I don't think there's one out there. I would smell it. Even when they don't spray, you can still sort of smell a skunk, so. Today, I have no plans except I get my reflexology on my feet later today. I don't even know what time that is. 3:45. So that's a wonderful thing. I love that even as much as a massage. It's very, very relaxing. I get like 45 minutes worth. Excuse me. Anyway, I wanted to know if there's anybody on there that crochets. And has anybody found anybody that scopes a lady, any women that scope that are older, seniors? I think I'm the oldest. I think I'm the oldest one on Periscope. I'm 73. Sometimes I don't feel it, but sometimes I do. The last couple days I felt pretty good, so I hope my GI problems are done with. What's everybody doing today? I'm just putzing around here, but tomorrow I have to go to a function with my daughter. She's a photographer, and it's a business thing and fashion show. And anyway, it's a real estate function. So they are going to do headshots if anybody wants them. So that's what my daughter's there to do, business headshots. And I'm there to sort of help her. But you know, that's a big thing for me to leave the homestead. Go all the way up north, well, not up north, it's half-hour away to my daughter's. Then from there, go to this function. And it's going to be about 4 hours long. So I'll be driving home in the dark, which I'm not crazy about. I see Dexter's out there. He's just racing back and forth. I don't know what he thinks he's found or is trying to find. It's probably just a chipmunk. They drive him crazy. So what does everybody want to talk about? I thought I should go on one day, conversations with an old person. Conversations with an old lady. No, conversations, or meet the oldest lady on Periscope. I don't know. You know, before the last 2 years, I was fighting old age with a vengeance. And then I had a stint in the hospital and got sick, and I thought, why bother? You know what? It's inevitable. So I stopped coloring my hair. I let it go white. Thank goodness it's in white and not some awful color. But it turned out to be a nice white, and so I just let it go. I'd always been blonde before my whole life. Blonde from a bottle since I was like 30. I mean, my hair was like a dishwater blonde, but I made it blonder. So, see, these are confessions. What other confessions can I say? This could get personal. Let's see. In the winter, I don't know if I should say this. In the winter, when I have lots of clothes on, I don't wear a bra. It's just too binding. I just don't like the feel of a bra anymore. Of course, I have to wear a bra, you know, when certain clothes I wear, but when you have all these clothes on, what's the purpose? You know? I wrote a blog yesterday. I should have wrote it a week ago because that's when I cut my bangs. I wrote a blog called Never Cut Your Bangs When You're Upset. Because you can see that for me, they're short. My bangs are usually to my eyebrows, like right here. I don't know what I did. I just grabbed them and cut. And when they sprung back up, they were not only too short, they were crooked. So then I had to even them up, which made them shorter. So that was my big thing. I hate short bangs. I've had bangs all my life. Even when I was little, just little. I think the only pictures I have with me without bangs is in grade school when my mother gave me a permanent wave, they called them. And it was curly all over, like little orphan Annie. And I looked like a sheep. In my grade school, it was like my 5th or 6th grade school picture where they take the whole class. You can pick me out. I'm the one with the great big head and all these curls and no bangs. But I think that's the only time in my life that I had no bangs. I did give myself I got a permanent a couple times, maybe in my 30s my 30s. And it was just a loose curl, but I always would have some bangs. It wasn't like my forehead was, empty. I don't like my forehead. Well, because I've never really seen it. It seems too big. After you have bangs for a while, when you take the bangs off, you have all this forehead all of a sudden. Anyway, I'm just rambling on eating breakfast, so I have my coffee talk, my breakfast talk. So I never know what I'm going to talk about. These aren't planned out. I fed the cats, I fed the chickens, and one of the dogs, and Dexter still won't come in. I see him going past the window, racing back and forth, so I don't know what he thinks he's doing out there. He should know he's missing breakfast. So I'll let you go. Oh, hi. Somebody else joined. Who's here with me? Let me know. Give me a heart or two. And I forgot to put Halloween on my tags so that you get little bats. I'll do that later on today. If you put hashtag Halloween on your title, then when people tap, it's like the third or fourth little tap, you get hearts and then you get a little bat. It's cute. These computer people, software people are very clever. So, who's here? It's a secret, I guess. I know it's not the most interesting thing to watch somebody eat, but this is my breakfast. I have to eat it because I usually don't eat lunch. So I've got to stop at the store for just a couple things I forgot yesterday, and then go to the reflexology. I think tomorrow I might scope in the morning, but I'll be busy the rest of the day, so I probably won't be on tomorrow much. I'll go out later with my chickens because I'm going to let them out in the yard. It's a beautiful day, and it's still warm. This may be the last warm day of this stretch. I thought it was supposed to last longer than yesterday and today, but now they're saying it'll get colder after today. It's supposed to be up near in the high 60s, up near 70, so that's perfect. Here's another little hat that I thought I'd try. See, this is the beanie. It's just a beanie hat. But this has different kinds of stitches. So I don't know if I'm ready for that yet. I'm just doing a plain beanie, which I've started here. This is the crown. And now it'll start to come down to the sides, hopefully. I don't know, this is my first one. I hope I don't end up just with a big pancake, because I can't give my grandkids a pancake for Christmas. I want to make these hats for the kids so bad. So we'll see how it turns out. I enjoy crocheting, even though I don't know what I'm making. I've made at least 7 or 8 dishcloths, just practicing, you know. And then I made so many little coasters, you know, little round coasters, practicing this crocheting in the round. But I never counted, I just did it by eye until I liked how it looked. So this counting thing is all new to me, and I'm having a hard time with it. I'm telling you, my memory is so bad, I can't remember if I did a double crochet in the last stitch or what I'm supposed to. It's not good. So I have to really concentrate when I'm crocheting. It hasn't been, maybe when I get better at it, it'll be relaxing, but it does take my mind off of everything except that, I'll tell you. So that's probably good. Little Spirits chemo wasn't yesterday like I thought it was going to be. It's next Tuesday. So my dog, my little spirit, she's in the other room. Good morning. How are you? Thanks for joining me. Yeah, I've just been rambling on, having breakfast. But my one dog, Spirit, I have 2 rescue English pointers. That's the organization that I rescue. Or I don't rescue, I mean I foster for, but usually I flunk fostering and adopt my fosters. So Spirit was a sad little case. Somebody dumped her off in Oklahoma. She'd been used for breeding. They're hunting dogs, and evidently she wasn't a good hunter, so they used her for breeding multiple times and then dumped her in the woods. They found her. The SPCA took her in, called the Pointer Rescue, and she had mammary tumors, which they took care of, and then she went to Florida. She was transported to Florida to a foster in Florida, and that's where I found her. So I fostered to adopt because I just wanted a dog, another pointer to get along with Dexter, which they did right away. And so she's my dog, but I just found out in the last month that she has lung cancer. She has multiple tumors on both sides of her lungs, and something that can't be cured, it's inoperable. She can't be cured, but we're going to try to extend her life a little by trying chemo. This chemo doesn't really make them sick. Yeah, she's a sad little girl. Since she did really well with the first dose, and she's healthy other than that. I mean, she's happy and healthy and running around, so I wanted to try something at least. So I feel so sorry for her, but you know, I think dogs are very intuitive. Since she started to cough and she's a little short of breath when she runs around, she sticks so close to me. She sticks to me like Velcro. And she wants to sit with me all the time. And of course I love that. But I think dogs are very intuitive. I think she thinks she knows something's wrong, I think. She knows she, you know, isn't up to par. But you can't explain to them what I'm trying to do for her. So anyway, that's where we stand on Spirit. Next Tuesday she gets her second chemo. We'll do 4 treatments, and then they'll be 2 weeks apart, 2 or 3 weeks apart, depending on her blood work. And then we'll do another x-ray and see if it's shrunk the tumors at all. So if it has, then we'll probably continue and see how it goes. Anyway, let me go introduce you to her. As we're talking about her. I think she's in here laying down after breakfast. If I can get this. There we go. Here she is. There's little Spirit. Yeah. Little Spirit. She's a sweeter. Just a sweet little soul. Yeah. English pointers are bird dogs. They hunt and they race around like crazy outside. Yes. And when people hunt with them, they're very far-running dogs. A lot of times they'll hunt pointers on horseback because they are so fast and they run so far. But in the house, this is what they like to do the most. They are really couch potatoes in the house. So if you can give them the exercise they need. Now, I don't walk my dogs because I have no sidewalk. I live in the country on a road, and my dogs don't walk that well on a leash. So I don't walk my dogs. Sometimes in the summer, I'll have a dog walker come and take them for a nice long walk. But it's too dangerous to walk them pulling dogs on a leash on a road. Here's my road. See my road out there. There's no sidewalks or anything. It's a country road. And I don't want to be hit by a car. Dog's hit by a car, so I let that up to Jolene. She's my dog person. And she comes and walks him. She's going to come, hopefully, I will talk to her this week. She's going to come this week and help me give them a bath. They really need a bath. So I can bathe them. I just can't get them into the tub. Pointers are not water dogs. They do not like water. And they fight you every inch of the way getting them into the tub. You know, they put all 4 feet and, you know, they fight it. So it's so hard for me. They're about 50 pounds each. So it's hard for me to lift them, a fighting dog, into the tub. So she helps me. She comes and helps me get them into the tub, and then we scrub them up real fast. And that's how we do that. So what else do you want to talk about? My sister's going to pay me another visit, I think, before winter comes. I'm sorry, I have to finish up the last of my waffle here for breakfast. I don't know if anybody's still here, but you can catch me on the replay if you want. I still have a couple more fruit flies that I'm capturing. I don't know if you were yesterday, if you were here and saw my little fruit fly catcher thing. This thing really works. This is an old-fashioned way to get to trap fruit flies. You put, there's a couple in there again. Oh, there's a bunch of them. They must have hatched now again. Fruit flies, I don't know if you can see because I have this lens on there, in there. Fruit flies come in on fruit that you buy at the store. Even if you can't see them, there may be eggs, which you can't see either because they're so small. But one fruit fly can scatter 500 eggs. So, like, I thought I had these all captured yesterday because I wasn't getting any more. However, I think overnight there must have been some that hatched because there's a lot more now. So what you have to do is just keep this up, like for, I don't know, weeks, till they all are gone completely. In the bottom of the mason jar is ripe banana and vinegar, apple cider vinegar. They love vinegar. So you just pour some in the bottom, a little bit of fruit. I don't even think you need the fruit, but I just put it in there for good measure. And they just go in that, you make a paper cone, just a piece of paper, and you tape it shut, tape the edges, and then you see they go down in there to get the vinegar, and then they can't get out. And then I take it outside and open it up and they all fly away in the wind. So that's my fruit fly catcher. I never had this problem before this past couple weeks. Something that I brought in must have had them on. So I didn't want to spray my whole counter with Raid. That would have done it too, but and faster, I suppose. But you know, can't be spraying your food counter with Raid. So I suppose the only one probably listening to this is going to be my sister on replay. Oh, you'll have to try it. It works. It really works. It just takes a little bit. So it's the non-chemical way to do it. So that was my household tip of yesterday when I said about it. So I'm going to try to get Dexter in here to eat breakfast and maybe work on my little hat for a little bit. And watch the news. I haven't turned on the news yet. And I will be back on later today sometime. So thanks for joining me, and I will see you